Tonight on NewsCenter, we talk to SGA president about the Coke Bank. Deontay Ferguson walks us through how he works with the men's basketball team, and we get a behind-the-scenes look at a new play from the theater and dance department. All this and more tonight on NewsCenter.
Good evening and welcome to NewsCenter. I'm Kyle King.
And I'm Josh Bryant.
Here's what's making headlines for February 14th, 2019. A mechanical issue in East Manon prompted a fire alarm to go off and students to be evacuated.
On January 24th, a steam regulator inside the boiler in East Manon failed, causing steam to shortly be dismissed into the building before being pumped outside a release valve. A fire alarm went off and students evacuated the building. NewsCenter met with Kim Oatman, Assistant Vice President for Facilities and Operations, to get the full story on what happened.
We make steam across the street, across 60 at the plant, and deliver it at a high pressure to the buildings, and then it gets regulated down at the buildings, and this regulator malfunctioned, had a mechanical malfunction, and it sent some higher pressure steam into the portions of the building that sent off a safety relief, blew off basically a safety relief, and so steam was blowing out in a mechanical room and set off an alarm, and did exactly what it's supposed to do, because if it doesn't do that, doesn't set off the alarm, we don't want the steam going on into the building and causing some potential hazards. So it did what it was supposed to do, and so we were able to get over there, get the steam shut down, valved off, get it fixed, fairly timely manner.
It took one fire alarm tech and two maintenance techs 4 hours to fix the failed regulator. I'm Josh Bryant reporting for NewsCenter. Eagle Explosion has been rescheduled for Wednesday, February 27th after being canceled due to weather. It will be held at ADUC at 6 and run until 7:30. Students will get a chance to learn about more organizations on campus. Featured organizations will include Greek life, religious groups, club sports, and any other student-run organization. If you're looking for more information, visit Morehead State's Eagle link.
Martin County has been facing a water crisis for several years. After a post by Hey Kentucky went viral on Facebook last year, the issue has gained more attention. Hey Kentucky spoke with the business manager of the water district, Joe Hammond, who claimed to be the director of operations, John Mills. Joe Hammond is John Mills' supervisor of the water district. Currently, residents are facing water outages and boil water advisories. According to WSAZ news channel, the cost of replacing the water line is almost $1 million. According to the United States Census, Martin County is home to a poverty rate of 35.8%. Residents claim that in the last 20 years, coal service money has no longer been coming into the area, and the budget has not supported infrastructure for the water district. Some residents also claim the problem started in the year 2000 when a coal company allowed 326 gallons of mining byproduct to go into the water supply.
NewsCenter Sahara LaForce was in Breckenridge Hall this week to find out what's happening in the music, theater, and dance department.
The Morehead State Theater and Dance Department have been hard at work since the beginning of the semester, leading up to the opening night of Tartuffe, starting tonight at 7:30 in the Lucille Cottle Little Theater. Tartuffe is directed by Morehead State's Professor Greg Carlisle and Assistant Director Allie McMurtry.
It's a story of a con man who has tricked the patriarch of the family into thinking that he is an honest religious man.
People should come see this show because it is truly a wonderful show. It's a comedy, it's hilarious, but it also makes some very valid points about today's socio-political climate.
We had several student designers alongside our faculty, with Kayla Holbrook and her assistant Colleen Byron designing the costumes.
I've really enjoyed the process. I got to have a lot of fun with my color palettes. I got to work with a lot of intricate fabrics. We got to do a lot of trim work with lace and pearls, and we got to do some like gems and metal work on the costumes.
The process was actually very smooth. We everybody working together. We got off book pretty fast, and then offline. And working together with such an awesome group was a good experience.
One word more, don't I didn't think 17th century French stuff was my thing, but I get to be as dramatic as I can be.
Tartuffe will be running for 8 days total, with shows happening the 14th through the 17th and the 21st through the 24th. Tickets are free for MSU students. Come get yours at the box office in the front lobby of Breckenridge Hall.
We're joined here now by Olivia Leet. Olivia, why don't you give us a quick weather preview of what's going on?
Yeah, so today it's been really gorgeous outside. The sun was shining. It was around 57 degrees. Really nice compared to what we have been seeing. So anyone wanting to get out for Valentine's, you can do a lot of Valentine's activities in this weather. And also, like, as the week goes on, though, we're going to be seeing lower temperatures around 30, 40 degrees. So it's going to get a little cooler, but we can bear through it, hopefully. And a little rain and snow mix here and there, so it's going to be fun.
Thank you for that. Unfortunately, the weather doesn't sound too nice.
No.
But when we get back, we're going to have an interview with Spanish Club President Zachary Luke Garrett.
Davis, the Associate Professor of Dance here at Morehead State University. Under the Dance Minor program, you will learn a variety of genres of dance, including tap, ballet, modern, jazz, hip-hop, African, dance composition, dance improvisation, dance history, intro to dance, and Pilates. If you are interested, you can become a member of our National Dance Honors Fraternity, Delta Chi Xi. This fraternity offers students the opportunity to spread dance not only on our campus, but throughout the community. If you're interested in any of our classes, please come and contact me, Professor Natasha Davis. And never miss a chance to dance.
Welcome back. I'm here with MSU President of the Spanish Club, Zachary Luke Garrett. Thanks for joining us, Zach.
Thank you for having me.
So, what is the Spanish Club's mission?
Our mission is to promote the awareness and appreciation of the Spanish language and Hispanic cultures in environments that are very safe and welcoming through activities that help people gain insights into these Hispanic cultures and learn a little more about the language.
Oh, that's awesome. What do you guys do during the meetings?
During our meetings, we typically plan for what we're doing next, and we might talk about how some of our past events have gone, what we can do differently, and it's mostly planning for the future.
Gotcha. What kind of events have you guys done or are planning to do?
Well, last Monday, we had a movie night where we watched the Mexican movie Instructions Not Included, or No Se Aceptan Devoluciones, and I believe it went very well. It was well received, got a very good reaction, especially from me. And right now what we have in the works are essentially study groups for the midterms in March, and after that we're hoping to plan some bigger things.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
So what are the organization's goals for the future?
Well, right now I feel like our events are pretty small and limited, so we're hoping to go bigger. We're hoping to reach out to more people and really go more hands-on with understanding the cultures and talking about them and engaging in them a little.
Oh, awesome. So when are your meetings?
Our meetings are on the first Tuesday of every month at 6:30, typically in Breckenridge Hall. Last time it was in 202B.
Okay, and if somebody would like to contact you or the organization, how could they do that?
They can reach me at zlgarrett@moreheadstate.edu. It's just my student email, and I'll get back to them as soon as I can.
Awesome. Thank you, Zachary. We'll be right back with your weather update.
Yo, why you looking at bags, bro? What you need is a chick magnet. You put me in the room and boom, chicks. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey there, ever wish you knew how to control fire? Or had a mini version of yourself? Or you could be anywhere you want with the snap of your fingers? Well then, become a part of Convergent Media.
For more information, go to moreheadstate.edu/convergentmedia.
Looking for somewhere to test your true benching ability? In need of your own rack to squat? Don't feel like running outside in muggy weather and just want a place where you can get good cardio without having to go very far? Come out to our recreational center. Hours and job offerings are available on mymorehead.com.
Afternoon, Morehead. I'm Olivia Leet, and this is your weather update. So currently in Morehead, our current conditions are 55 degrees, partly cloudy, but the sun is still shining, and it's a humidity around 30% and the winds around 11 miles per hour. Your record temperatures, your high is 75 degrees in 1942, and the low was -2 degrees in 1978. Your normal high is around 45 degrees with your normal low being 23 degrees. So as you can see on the temperature map, in Morehead it is 55 degrees, in Lexington 52, with Frankfort being around 57 degrees. As you can see, it's pretty warm everywhere you go here in Kentucky, so it's pretty nice. So for tonight's forecast, we have some showers coming in around 3 in the morning, not anything too major, but it will be a little wet tonight. Your low is 47 degrees tonight with your sun setting at 6:11 p.m. For tomorrow, it's going to be pretty much cloudy. You're not really going to see much of the sun tomorrow. Your high is going to be around 47 degrees with your sunrise around 7:23 a.m. So your 7-day forecast here, you have today being 57 degrees, which is really nice. Tonight we'll get some rains, and then tomorrow it's going to be around 40 degrees with a low of 25 with a mix of rain and snow. That's not exciting, but we'll bear through it. Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be around 35 to 40 degrees with snow and rain, and throughout most of the week it's going to be pretty much rainy and snowy. Well, Morehead, this has been your weather, and now it's sports with Isaac.
Thanks, Olivia. This past weekend was a busy one for teams. Kicked off the weekend by participating in the Qdoba Marshall Invitational in Huntington, West Virginia. The men's team saw strong outings by Aaron Weir and Justin Moakler, who finished first and second in the 3,000-meter run. Jarrett Mattingly and Jordan Carrington also finished first and second in the 5,000-meter run. The women's team had strong performances from Caitlin Cunningham, who finished first in the 3,000-meter run, and the 4x4 team, who finished second in their respective race. The track and field teams are back in action on Wednesday, February 20th in Birmingham, Alabama. The weekend continued with the men's and women's basketball teams taking on Belmont at home. The women's team took the court first, tipping off at 2:05 p.m. Mackenzie Calvert had a very good outing for the Eagles, posting 23 points on 47% shooting, while also contributing on defense with 4 steals. Senior Miranda Crockett also anchored the offense, posting 14 points to go along with 8 rebounds. Despite these performances, the women's team fell short 77-57. The men's team then stepped onto the court hungry for a win. A.J. Hicks steadied the Eagles' offense by scoring a team-high 22 points to go along with 5 assists. Lamontre Harris also added 20 points and 8 rebounds while protecting the basket with 3 blocks. Moorhead fought hard but came up just short at the end, falling 96-86. Both teams returned to action tonight at home. Rounding out the weekend was the softball team, who played 4 games total in the Chattanooga Phyllis Rafter Memorial Tournament in Kennesaw, Georgia. Moorhead played hard but ended up losing all 4 of their games. Freshman catcher Princess Valencia had a strong first outing, going 3 for 3 at the plate. Moorhead is back in action on Friday, February 15th in Statesboro, Georgia. Men's basketball assistant graduate coach Deontay Ferguson shares with NewsCenter how he works with the players of Moorhead State. NewsCenter sat down with graduate assistant coach Deontay Ferguson to hear about his journey back to the Moorhead State basketball program.
Originally, I was born in Dayton, Ohio. I was raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and then I moved to Montgomery, Alabama when I was about 14, and grew up, down there in the South. I graduated high school, ended up coming here to Moorhead State my first 2 years, so my freshman, sophomore year, and then I ended up transferring to be closer to home.
Deontay ended up playing 2 years at South Alabama before playing overseas for 3 more years. Eventually, he found his way into coaching.
I always knew I was going to get into it eventually. It was just a matter of when and where, and luckily it led me back here. I knew that whenever I was done playing or whenever it was time for me to hang up my sneakers, I wanted to get back to the guys who were following in my footsteps.
One player Deontay has impacted is Malik Green.
I come to him a lot, during the games and in practice, and just asking him, what do we see, and he always tells me things that I can improve on and what's working for me. So he had a great effect on me.
So my future plans, staying coaching. Obviously, I want to one day be a head coach.
And many people Deontay interacts with believe he has the necessary traits to achieve that goal.
He does a lot as GA right now for the team. And then I just feel like he'd be a really good coach. And as a former player, he already know about the game in that aspect. So I think he'll be a good coach, and he can connect with his players.
I've always had to work hard for everything I've gotten. So I've always, whether it was on the court, classroom, you name it, nothing's ever come easy for me. So
for Deontay, he wouldn't have it any other way. For NewsCenter, I'm Isaac Kroon. That's it for sports. Stay tuned for more news after the break.
This is Charlie. Charlie wakes up and gets ready for class like most students. But Charlie doesn't have breakfast. Charlie feels unfulfilled. This is Nick. Nick gets up and gets ready as well, but Nick makes breakfast and feels great. Don't skip the most important meal of the day. Eat breakfast.
Dude, where you been out all day?
Breckenridge Hall.
What's so cool about Breckenridge Hall?
With the recent increase of flu cases in the state, St. Clair Regional Medical Center has implemented temporary rules to prevent the flu from spreading. Anyone exhibiting flu-like symptoms only are allowed 2 visitors in a room at one time. No one under the age of 12 can visit, and masks and other protective gear may be given for use during the visit. Additional rules are added to special care units such as labor and delivery. St. Clair is urging people to get the flu shot and appreciates everyone understanding and help in protecting patients.
The Golding Yang Arts Center held their annual sophomore exhibit. Sophomore students were able to show off their work that they have done throughout the year. Throughout their time at Morehead State University, guests enjoyed live music as well as food and drinks while admiring students' work.
I feel like it's bigger than last year's, and there's a real nice diversity in all the styles and mediums that were used. My favorite piece, probably a piece by my friend Samantha Neal. It's a self-portrait of her in the upstairs portion of the gallery. Oh gosh, yes, I try not to miss a single one if I can help it.
I'm more into digital art than anything. I want to be a graphic designer, so I kind of went in the range of like a lot of digital art, and I just picked my best painting, and then a lot of things that were representational to what I was trying to go for. Like, for instance, my brother, I made him out of inspiration, out of a band that he likes, and then I made that because I like Fortnite.
I'm an art major, focusing on studio art. I just want to see what the art community's like, and, you know, I've considered becoming like an art professor, but I don't know how feasible that is.
I really like this one of her sister. I also like the free food.
Many students voiced concerns by starting a petition early in the semester calling for Morehead State to close due to weather. At the time, Morehead was seeing well below freezing temperatures. To combat the cold, SGA expanded Eagle Essentials to bring back the winter coat bank.
On the second floor of VADUC, right outside of Eagle Essentials, which just recently expanded to carrying winter clothes after the polar vortex came through in Kentucky earlier in the semester that made Morehead around -3 degrees when considering the wind chill. I met with Brandon Breyer to discuss Eagle Essentials expanding into winter clothes and what they want to do also with Eagle Essentials to expand it more.
So the coat bank was kind of in response, and the winter clothing bank was kind of in response to the cold weather that we experienced over the course of the last week, and then kind of projecting into the future months and years, because we know that there is a need for students to have these clothing items. They don't always have them. They don't always come to college prepared with them. And so this is Eagle Essentials. It's located in 251 ADUC. We are on the second floor, and it's a no questions asked service to students, whether it's with clothing items now, food, toiletry items, everything that they may need. If there are students in need, we want them to come here and take advantage of this resource. And so we thought that this would be the perfect place for the coat bank to occur and to be able to be accessed, and we wanted to make sure that in the event of cold weather that students are safe and comfortable and warm walking across campus to classes, to ADUC, wherever they may need to go. We want to make sure they have those.
Eagle Essentials is free and open to students at any time. They can come in, have the door unlocked, take any food or toiletry items they need, as well as winter clothes. For NewsCenter, I'm Josh Bryant. Senator Lamar Alexander has come out with a new proposal that will have student loans automatically taken out of their paycheck. Currently, people who are using loans are working for companies that administer federal student loans. There are around 14 different ways to pay the loans back. With this new proposal, those student debt will have 2 different routes. One will have the person's money bill capped at 10% of their income, whereas others will spread out their payments over a decade. Lamar says this proposal will make sure that if the person did not earn anything, then there will be no money owed, which would not affect the person's credit negatively.
Richmond, Kentucky resident Savannah Spurlock has been missing since Friday, January 4th. The Richmond Police Department have identified the 3 men who were last seen with Savannah and have carried out a search warrant on the property of one of the men. Currently, no one has been charged. Savannah is roughly 140 pounds, 5 feet tall, with dirty blonde hair, multiple tattoos and piercings. Savannah's mother, Ellen Spurlock, urges anyone who might think they've seen her daughter to immediately report the sighting to the authorities. After the break, we'll be right back with more news.
Last Thursday night during the boys and girls basketball game, the Office of Student Housing held a room raffle during halftime. There were 2 winners chosen to pick any dorm hall to live in next semester.
For the first time, the Office of Student Housing put together a room raffle for students living on campus. When asked why the decision to have a raffle, the answer was very clear to Assistant Director of Housing, John Hackey.
I mean, it was really something that we have in our back pocket that we know students are going to want. We've got some really good spaces on campus, and so we wanted to be able to again reward our students who are coming to athletic events, supporting our teams, and giving them the opportunity to not only enjoy some good games, but also kind of be able to live here on campus with kind of the room that they're looking to get.
The lucky students that have their name drawn during the raffle are able to select any room from any resident hall on campus. The first raffle winner was freshman Caitlin Portman. Caitlin won during the halftime of the girls' basketball game.
Very excited because me and my friend Colby have been wanting to get into Andrews. We heard it was kind of hard to get into, so we were like, we need to come here and try and win this raffle so we can get in Andrews, and we did.
Freshman Matthew Kavanaugh was the raffle winner during the men's basketball game.
I feel like it's kind of weird. I just didn't expect it.
Hackey also thought that this event was successful and has high hopes for future semesters.
This is the opportunity to create something special. Hopefully, if everything works out, we'll be able to kind of continue doing things going forward and continue the great partnership we've had with athletics to do both these games and provide these opportunities for students.
For NewsCenter, I'm Olivia Leet.
Founder and CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, is locked in a scandal with CEO of American Media Inc. and owner of the National Enquirer, David Pecker, over an alleged case of blackmail. The Enquirer ran a story detailing Bezos' extramarital affairs with mistress Lauren Sanchez, which Bezos claims was used as a smear campaign against him, after he posted an article speaking against the Enquirer. Bezos has posted copies of the emails sent to his attorney from Pecker's attorney, demanding that he take down the detracting article. Pecker claims that the story was not intended to blackmail Bezos.
The 2019 Kentucky Rally for Higher Education took place this week at Capitol Rotunda in Frankfort. Students from Morehead State, Northern Kentucky University, UK, and Murray State had the opportunity to give a speech to the Kentucky Congress and meet with senators and representatives. Among the students, Lorianne Dobson, a junior social work major from Louisville, was the first MSU to speak at the rally in the last 4 years. MSU Student Government Association sponsored and transported 24 MSU students, making it the second largest student crowd in attendance.
The rapper, Shaya bin Abraham Joseph, known as 21 Savage, was taken into custody Super Bowl weekend by ICE. The artist, who claimed to be raised in Atlanta, Georgia, was taken by immigration office when they found that he was born in the United Kingdom. He came to America and overstayed when his visa expired in 2006. The artist was taken into custody for 10 days and was granted bond earlier this week. ICE officials say that 21 Savage still faces the possibility of deportation.
Female rapper Cardi B was nominated for 5 awards during the 61st Annual Grammy Awards. She was recognized for being the first solo female rapper to win Best Rap Album for Invasion of Privacy. The artist received backlash from fans and other artists. Quickly, Lady Gaga, who inspired Cardi to start rapping, stepped up to defend her and work even after just meeting Cardi for the first time. Artist Childish Gambino made history at the Grammys when he became the first artist to win Song of the Year for his hip-hop song, This Is America.
That's all the news we have for you this week.
Come back next week for your news update.
Happy Valentine's Day.